Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for being with us on this journey. Today is going to be about marketing, and our special guest is Nishoni Harvey. Nishoni is the author of 4 books, ghostwriter of 17, and owner of 2 businesses. Through Authors Aflame, she helps coaches and consultants write their books so they can be seen as an authority in their niche, get speaking engagements, gain clients, and sell courses. She offers author services, ghostwriting, copywriting, website design, publishing, marketing, and more through your Inkwell business that she also owns. Thank you so much, Nishoni, for being with me on this journey. I am honored to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I would like to jump straight away into our interview by asking you the first question. What is your story and how did you start on this path?
Well, growing up, I never felt good enough. And this was only solidified when I sent my first book into publishers to have it rejected time and time again. But finally, my mom suggested a publisher in North Carolina, Word of His Mouth Publishing, and they loved my book and they asked to see more. So I published that book and I published another. And soon I start ghostwriting. And soon I've ghostwritten 17 best-selling books for business owners and coaches around the world. Then I published 2 more of my own. But this just isn't enough for me. And I want to help people fulfill their dreams and feel good enough by publishing their own book for themselves and moving their business forward. So I decided to combine my 2 loves, which is teaching and writing. And I decided to teach others how to write their own books. And at first I focused on anybody who wants to be authors. And I teach them to write their book and turn it into a business on the back end. And in this time, I help people like Kimberly Patrice, who becomes a master grief coach, and people like Christine Skiff. And I recently decided, though, to narrow down my focus. And I've chosen to niche down to coaches and consultants because I figured I can help them to reach their goal of writing their best-selling books and getting them published and marketed so that they can be more of an authority and be visible, get clients, and boost revenue. And I'm looking to help people as much as I can through posting helpful content on social media, posting helpful videos on YouTube, webinars, workshops, through my website, helping coaches and consultants fulfill their dreams through ghostwriting, copywriting, web design, marketing, and author services. I just want to help others fulfill their dream, whether it be merely through getting a book out there or through, that they can use to grow, or through getting one up that they can use to grow their business.
Thank you, Nishoni. That's very impressive to ghostwrite 17 books and also to write your own. It's pretty big achievement. Congratulations for that. And I would like to ask you, because I know this is something that I learned recently, that actually a book can be your authority, can represent the credibility for me as a coach or also for a consultant. Yeah. How can we use that book to actually increase our authority and credibility on the market?
Well, in my experience, writing a book and publishing a book is not only the best multi-purposing marketing tool for yourself and your company, it's also the most underutilized by business owners. You can make money off of it, get media attention from it, gain authority from it, and there's so much more that you can do. You can also repurpose a book, and not only can you repurpose the material in the book for other media, I have to apologize for the frog in my throat, y'all. But you can also use your book itself for marketing. You can do giveaways for customers, or you can use it to get more likes for social media. And there's also so many other things. For instance, a book shows you for an authority and it gives you credibility. Many people say that a book is your business card, but a book is so much more than that. It's your diploma. It's a diploma that you receive. Like, the diploma that you get from the university or a certificate that you receive from a trade school, it hangs on the wall in your office. And a book is out there for the whole world to see, showing your expertise to the world. And then another thing that a book does is it increases your visibility and it gets you into the media. Because once you write a book, media coverage is 10 times easier to get. Because when a media outlet wants a comment on something, they go to the experts, and they know somebody's an expert because experts write books. And it's not just media. If you want in a lecture hall, in a boardroom, at a TV studio, a special event, a media page, or even in people's minds, they want you to have written a book. Also, a book helps people find you. Search engines are ranked as Google, YouTube, and then Amazon. And even more relevant, Amazon is the #1 search engine for looking for goods and services. And 44% of search engines have searches for goods and services start on Amazon.com. So people look for experts, and they, when they want products or services, they look for them by looking for a book, and they look on Amazon. So having a great book helps bring people to you, and it lets people know who you are, and it proves that you can help them. And it's the best marketing tool that you can use to build a brand and attract clients to you. And it also gives people a reason to talk about you, and it actually puts your words in their mouth. So when you use a book correctly, they'll be repeating their terms and phrases and your ideas. So, and the great thing about a book is that it turns that great attention into money. For instance, you can use a book to launch consulting and coaching companies like Kimberly Patrice did that I told you about. You can use it to sell products, both physical and software or SaaS products. You can use it to sell a video course or information product. You can use it to recruit employees for your company. You can use it to promote done-for-you services like Christine Skiff does, who I told you about. You can use it to launch paid-for-you masterminds and raise money and speaking engagements. I mean, there's so much more. I've got a whole list of things I'm not going to go through because I know we've got a time limit here, but writing a book that's relevant to those interested in your niche will be a benefit to them. It'll show you as an authority. It can get you on media and on TED Talks, and you can use the content in your book for blog posts, social media, and so much more. It's just so relevant, you know?
Thank you, Nishoni. Thank you so much. I absolutely agree with you. And I know that this is an important marketing tool that we are not actually aware of. And I would like to ask you, for those coaches who maybe are afraid of putting their words on paper because they believe that their book maybe is not going to sell very well and is not going to be something unique on the market, what would you advise them to do? How would you advise them to approach or to switch their mindset from thinking that their book is not going to be good enough to having actually a book to gain authority and credibility? Well,
there's so many things, you know. For one, they need to have, I say SIDE. I just use the acronym SIDE. You need to have a schedule, you need to have inspiration, you need to have determination and discipline, and you need to have efficiency. And what I mean by that is, you know, you need to have it's vital to have a specific time set aside to work on your book every day. You need to have an inspiration behind writing your book, because it's a long process. You know, you need to have that, I call it stick-to-itiveness, a stick-to-itiveness for lack of a better word. And you need to have determination and discipline, determination to keep writing your book, determination, and because it makes a big difference, you know, and you need to have the self-discipline to stick to it. And then the efficiency, regardless of how scheduled or inspired or determined you are, if you're not efficient, then writing will just go to pot. So, you know, it's important. And so a lot of people, you know, they say, you know, as a book coach, they say, you know, I don't have time, or I'm not a writer, or, you know, hasn't writing this book been done before? And, you know, it's true that books take a lot of time, but, you know, doesn't everything else that's worth its salt take time? And if you spend only 30 minutes a day writing a book, and you can have it written in about a year, and that's not really that bad. And you may want to have your book written in less than a year, and I don't blame you, but you can also use a ghostwriter. And that's one thing that I do with Your Inkwell. And a ghostwriter is merely a writer who authors a book for you. And you then put your name on the book, and you get all the credit, all the royalty, and all the gains. And our ghostwriters at Your Inkwell can have your nonfiction book ghostwritten in as little as 3 months. So, and then some people say, I'm not a writer, but everyone has their talents, and perhaps you just haven't tapped into yours yet. And you'll never know unless you try. And I'm willing to look at your manuscript and give you my honest opinion. And I offer a service called developmental editing. And this is a deep edit, which picks apart your finished manuscript piece by piece and puts it back together in the proper order so that the words, the sentences, and the chapters flow so that the book can sing like it's supposed to. So even if you think, you know, I'm not really a writer, you know, we can make this happen. So, or maybe you've tried writing and you know your limits. Again, a ghostwriter may be the best route for you. And we have several packages available, from the basic package to the package that includes everything from writing your manuscript up to creating the cover, publishing it in 42 platforms, marketing it and making it a bestseller, building a website, building your social media sites or optimizing what you already have, posting it to social media, running ads on Facebook and Amazon, and creating a book trailer, and so much more. Or you might say, hasn't it been done before? No, sir, no, ma'am. Perhaps the topic has been covered, but it hasn't been covered by you in your style, in your words, with your stories, and for your audience. So you're unique, and your audience is unique, and your book will be unique. So, get out there and just make it happen.
Thank you, Nishoni, for inspiring us and for giving us confidence that it can be done. I would like to ask you, how can we do it in a faster way? Is there a method that we could apply in order to get that book out there? Maybe even if it's not perfect, but to get it faster, just to have our credibility out there on the market. Is there a method you would recommend?
I use the story to life method. And basically what that is just sitting down, and we'll use mind mapping. And so what you do is you just simply write down, this is the topic that I'm going to talk about. And you take and you write down, do a brain dump of everything that you can think of about that topic. And you write down everything around that topic that you can think of, and then you draw lines to it, and then everything that you can think of about that thing that you drew lines to. And then you just mind map or draw like tree branches out from each of those things. And then you can make an outline from those things. And then you just write your book. And, I have a book that I wrote, and I typically sell it for $37, but I've got it up today just for y'all for $14.99. And it tells you how to write, publish, and sell your book for free. And so it's, hold on, I'm trying to find what it's actually called, How to Get Published for Free Every Time. And so it's like half off. And I did that just for your viewers. And so I'll put the link in, I'll give you the link so that you can put it on the podcast thing. And but it talks about how to write the book. It talks about how to create your cover. It talks about how to format it, and it's short and sweet. It's 48 pages, and it's downloadable, and it's got pictures and everything, step-by-step guide of how to do all that yourself, so you don't have to pay somebody else to do it. So it'll be really helpful for your viewers, and it's really helpful. So that's something that'll help them. I also have a Facebook group that's absolutely free to join, just coaches wanting to write, publish, and sell their book. And I do lives on there all the time that talk about these topics that'll help your clients, and it's just free coaching. So that'll be helpful too, if that's something that your listeners want to get into,
Thank you, Nishoni. Thank you so much. And thank you for all the tips that you gave us about the book, and that there is a method to be applied if we want to publish our books. What I would like to ask you, if you are aware of, how do you think that those who are going to publish their book can get speaking engagements? What is the process to get there actually? Is there something specific we should put in the book?
Basically, at the end of the book, you want to always have a call to action. And a call to action is just something where you reach out to other people and you say, hey, it's me, this is what I want you to do. Because if you don't tell people what you want them to do, then they're not going to do it. So you want to reach out to other people. And another thing is, there are plenty of groups on Facebook that are for authors, that are for speakers, and that are for people that are looking for other people to be on podcasts, that are looking for other people to be on stages. And if you be a part of those groups, then you can get speaking engagements, and you can get on podcasts, and you can get, on different places where you can speak. And another place to get speaking engagements is networking groups. So if you become part of networking groups, then you can get speaking engagements in networking groups, and then those networking groups will invite you to other networking groups. And so those are other great places to get speaking engagements. And so that will just expand. So those are, some of my, I guess, tips.
Yes. Thank you, Nishoni, because I believe that those who are at the beginning of their coaching career, this is something probably that they need in order to gain visibility. This is what we are doing right now, actually. So thank you so much for being with me on this journey. I would like to close the interview by asking you, who are the people you are serving and how can people contact you? I know that you mentioned coaches and consultants. I don't know if you want to be more specific, and how can they contact you?
Yes. We author coach authors, coaches, we author coach authors and coaches. So we also help them professionally ghostwrite, copyright, edit, proofread, format your articles and books, and do more at bundled prices so that you don't have to. And basically, when you'd rather be spending time with your family, consider us your Inkwell. So you can contact me by visiting yourinkwell.com, and there you'll find my phone number, my information about my services, a scheduling link, and so much more. Our site's pretty sparse right now because it's under construction, so traveler beware, but you can also find us at Your Inkwell on Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with me and for teaching us and for giving us hope that it can be done and that everyone can do it, no matter our limiting beliefs, no matter what we think, whether we are capable or not. I am sure that everyone is capable. Thank you once again for being with me and for teaching us this.
Thank you for having me.
And for those of you listening to us, don't hesitate to contact Nishoni. She is going to be there to guide you in your path to greatness, in your path to publishing your book, to become an authority in your niche. Contact her because she is going to guide you in this process. And stay connected because there is so much more to come in our interviews.
Thank you.